Hello everybody, this is Adrian with Ascension Soul Coaching. I am in Hawaii for these 2 weeks. Isn't that just magnificent? You gotta wait for the water to swell up. It swells, it's cold. I don't care how hot it is out here, this water is cold. You gotta get used to it. Once you get used to it, then it's all bets off. So I'm waiting for a swell to come so I can get hit with a big cold wave of Hawaiian water. Right. Oh, shit. So I just wanted to do a reading on the P. Diddy case. The verdict is out today, at least partial verdict. And I did some card draw. I used the Marvelous Wizard of Oz, the Oracle of Oz, and I used the damn Tinker Tarot to answer the question. My first question was P. Diddy, how was the case going? Was he going to be acquitted today? And the card I got was this, dispute. And in the Marvelous Oracle of Oz, the Wizard of Oz, the Scarecrow represents justice. And justice is going to be butted up against the head. For me in this picture, justice is the prosecution, the federal government. And so therefore the dispute will be won by the defense. Okay? The second card I pulled was, the question was he going to be able to walk today? And that card I came up with was the security, and it was reversed. Scarecrow sitting down below, so that's the feds. There below, Diddy keeps his money. There is a key, but the key is not locked, right? And it's the Treasury Department. Look, the feds. So it's the federal government, the Treasury Department. So the Scarecrow's fat and happy sitting on the money, but it's upside down. So Diddy's going to be okay with whatever the verdict is. It's not going to be as bad as he thinks. He's going to keep a lot of his money, and the feds are not going to be able to hold on to him much longer. Now, last card I picked was, the question was he going to be able to leave immediately after the court case, the dispute? So today, whenever the trial is over and they get the actual verdict, the full verdict, will he be able to leave? And the card I got was crossing. See that? And if you know anything about tarot or Lenormand, you know this is an action card. This is like leaving, running fast away, right? Moving in another direction. Well, same with this, but it was reversed. So no, I don't think he's going to immediately be released from jail or prison, wherever he is. There are some charges that I believe are going to stick, because there is a railroad crossing here. Caution, be aware, look both ways before you cross, kind of thing, right? So there are going to be some charges that do stick, and it's probably going to be the prostitution one, where he's crossing escorts across state lines, which is against the law because it was written in the 20s, I believe, that whatever, some black wrestler or boxer was married to a white woman back in the days when it was illegal, and he was carrying his wife with him on his tour when he was boxing. And so the federal government says, hey, you can't create this law that says that he can't do that. Nobody can do that, because first it was illegal, but he was having sex with his wife, of course, across state lines as his wife. But because it was illegal to be married, he was black, she was white back then, they created this thing called the Man's Act, right? And they're charging P. Diddy with that. Now, P. Diddy is using escorts, and escorts in America evidently is legal. But because they were crossing the state line, they're saying, oh, it's the Man's Act. So they're trying to push that against them. And I think that's going to be proven that if that's a law that they can apply, they're going to apply it to him. And if that's the case, then he did do that. Even though he didn't pay for all the escorts, and the girls that he was dating did pay for some of them, he did participate in those freak-offs across state lines. And they're going to get him on a technicality. So you guys out there who are sugar daddies who are taking your girls across state lines, don't do it no more, because evidently they can sue you for sex trafficking. Evidently, they really want to. So just be careful. And I do believe that's one of the charges he will be stuck with. And then my last question was, what would happen after the verdict? How would Diddy feel about the verdict? So I pulled this from the Tinker Tarot, and it's the Four of Fire, which is completion. And this thing here is written here. It says, dead, no more. That's what was typed on here. You have the hand extended for holding someone's hand or shaking someone's hand. You have some alcohol here, you know, somebody's celebrating. So I think he's going to be happy with the verdict, that he doesn't have to spend life in prison, but he will have to spend some time. But because he's been in there for at least 6 months, 8 months, something like that, time well served will go towards that. The judge is going to come in with his sentencing. Not today, probably. It'll be a few days before he does the sentencing. But I don't think he's definitely not going to get life in prison. He's not going to get 20 years or 10 years. They're going to be a big compromise on the number of years based on the sex trafficking. The domestic abuse, hey, that was a state issue. He paid her off. He apologized to her. What else do y'all want him to do? He's been in jail for 6 to 8 months. So that's done. That's over. She's moved on. She got her $30 million. Let's leave it alone. That's done. And hopefully he'll never do it again. Ever touch another woman like that way. But that's my prediction. I think he's going to get something, but it's not going to paramount. It's not going to amount to life in prison or 20 years in prison or anything like that. He will be satisfied. The case, because this card says completion, he's going to be okay with it. He's not going to fight anymore because it costs money to fight this. And he goes to appeal, and costs him more money. You already got other cases out there of people trying to sue him for other issues. But I think that'll be, once he wins this case, technically this will be a win, even with this one charge against him. I don't think he's going to settle or go to court for anything else. I think people are just going to be looked at, oh, you just jumping on the bandwagon and try to get money from Diddy. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. So that is my reading for the day. It is July 1st, 2025. P. Diddy, he will walk. He just won't walk today or whenever the verdict comes out. He will spend a little bit more time in prison for the things that he's done. And that's fine. So look, y'all, let's just stay tuned and see what's going to happen. If you want to read with me, it's at Ascension Soul Coaching at gmail.com. Reach out to me, and I hope to hear from you soon. And hopefully everything goes well today. I'm not a supporter of anybody doing anything wrong, but justice must be served appropriately. So anyway, you have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye. Blessings.